Hi everybody, welcome back to Health and Wealth. This week's edition is, my portion of the edition, is the benefits of walking, which Nate finds comical because we've been walking our whole existence.
Well, you just told me in a previous take that standing is the new sitting.
Sitting is the new smoking.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so sitting is the new smoking. A lot of people, ourselves included, work office jobs, so you're not as active. So the benefits of getting up and moving around are great. There's no probably negatives to getting up and taking a couple laps when you're at work. Anyways, so the benefits of walking. One, it's easy on your joints. You don't have to be running and, pounding on your knees or anything like that. Just walk, it's easy. Mm-hmm. It keeps your weight down, obviously, because you're moving. Heart strength, improves your endurance, increases your energy, improves your mood, improves sleep, and most importantly, reduces stress.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to suggest, if you're a local in Ashland, our county parks have, there's like 18 county parks, which I didn't realize. So if you're local to Ashland, go to our county parks website, and there's a lot of parks with walking trails, and they're really, really nice. It also helps, the weather's getting nicer, it also helps to go outside. There's a ton of benefits to getting outside and getting in nature, but you can also, I would get a walking buddy or turn on a podcast, music, or an audiobook that you like.
Yeah. Did you know Steve Jobs used to have his meetings and walking in the parking lot or walking? Because we tend to think better on our feet,
I agree.
With the circulation going.
Yeah, I used to walk before work, and I always felt like I was a lot more focused when I got in here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we're trying a little bit of different setting than we used to.
We're standing.
We're standing.
Not sitting.
A couple things are evident. One, hopefully the dark circles are gone from our eyes. Macy said that our last video looked like I was wearing eyeshadow. I may or may not have been. But the other thing that you could see, obviously, is that there's no way that Macy would be able to shoot a basketball over me. So I like our setup that we have right now.
I'm just wearing flat shoes. Normally I wear heels.
It's the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So what I wanted to talk about today, I had a couple of clients ask me about what's called the fear index. And the fear index is the slang word for the VIX. The VIX is an index that measures expected volatility. So how do they determine that? It measures expected volatility in the next 30 days. So volatility is the speed and change of price movements. Okay. And so what the VIX does is it looks at option contracts, near-term option contracts on the S&P 500 index. What that means for the layman is these options are these ability, you could buy a put or a call, and essentially it's the ability to sell or buy the S&P 500 at a predetermined price. Okay. And so it's measuring that uses a complex mathematical formula that is well above our pay grade, but it uses this mathematical formula to get an idea of what investors or the market as a whole is expecting the S&P 500, which is a large cap index, to do over the next coming 30 days. And it's real easy to read because in general, if the VIX level is above 20, what that is telling you is that investors as a whole believe over the next 30 days the market to be pretty volatile. If it's under 20, they expect it to be normal. Doesn't mean it's not going to have price changes, but it's going to have normal volatility. So if you look at history, if we go back to the fall of 2008, the VIX was at around 80, so that was the housing market crash. If we look at the COVID downturn of March of 2020, it was at 66, pretty high. Mm-hmm. March 4th of this year, it was at roughly 32, so that was at the depth of the sell-off that we had in the beginning of the year. So in general, it tends to hold true. The higher the VIX, the more expected volatility investors tend to have, the lower, the less. So some contrarian investors are investors that move opposite of the masses. They tend to use the VIX as an opportunity to potentially a signal to buy. So if it's really, really high, that's when everybody else is scared, right?
So everybody's buying.
That's when they're going in to buy. When it's low, that means everybody's pretty content, they feel safe. So that's their cue to sit on their hands or maybe sell or take profits. So they tend to use the VIX as an indicator whether to buy or sell. Where do we use it for? It's just a piece of information. We don't change portfolios based purely on the VIX because we're a long-term investment firm, but we take it in for information, right? I mean, as advisors, we take in a plethora of information and we get that information and we try to get an idea of what the investing landscape is so that we give clients the best opportunity to succeed.
And the VIX is a 30-day in advance. That's okay. Gotcha.
So if you're looking at, if the VIX is at 19, which last time I looked it was, what it's telling you over the next 30 days investors as a whole believe the market will be fairly normal.
Okay.
We'll wait and see if that's true or not.
All right. Good to know.
Thank you.
Get some steps in.